Here comes a duck, top of the board, pure skill, not love. Knows every ridge, every rock, every line. While you're still loading, he's taking your spine. Map knowledge deep like an ancient scroll. Reads the terrain like it's part of his soul.
Hello, it's the Randy Duck and welcome back for another video, and today I've got two replays to show you in the Tier 6 American Premium Tank Destroyer, the Hellcat 105. And as I say, there's two replays to show you today, but as the video title will tell you, the second replay is the one where I achieved the Kolobanov's medal. If you want to see the crew and equipment setup I'm running in the tank, you can see that at the bottom of the screen as I speak. But for the first replay, we are on Fisherman's Bay. We are platooned up with Swindle 321 in the light tank. And there's actually only one enemy light tank in this game, which is good news for us. But there is two piggies to worry about, but we are top tier. Now, the Hellcat 105, still is, after all this time, an absolutely filthy tank. It probably is one of the definitions of pay-to-win tank, to be fair, because you do actually have more alpha on your premium rounds. So your standard rounds you have 320 alpha, but on your premium heat rounds you have 350 alpha. So of course I'm going to fire the heat because I've literally got more alpha for the shot, so why wouldn't you? So initially here we're getting some early damage in, which is pretty good. As you can see at tier 6, 350 alpha is actually filthy. The tank has fantastic concealment and great DPM. And we're off to a good start already with 700 damage now. And we're looking to try and get some cross shots and anything which crosses that gap. We do shoot the destructible building there because it just opens up the shots for us. And obviously because we're firing heat, we can't actually shoot through destructible cover. So we need to make sure we can clear that cover. Now I was in a good position to shoot that Churchill as he pokes. Unfortunately I kind of get rammed by my friendly tank, which kind of swings me out, and then my other Churchill sort of drives in front of me. So the enemy Churchill gets lucky for now with help from my friendly team sort of blocking my shot. But we do at least manage to get the shot in eventually, but we do end up trading one shot, but we will take that trade. We're now on to 1,000 damage and a tiny bit of assistance. And so far this game has only just got going and it is pretty even at the start, although we are 2 tanks down. Our friendly Churchill has now been taken out, and now I'm going to try and farm this Churchill as he pokes. But as you can see, I have sort of turned my tank around, so I'm reversing back up the hill when I want for shots. That's just because I want quick escape, because there is 2 enemy artilleries in the game, and this tank does have slow reverse speed and also slow traverse. So I need to be able to escape quickly, which is why I turn my tank around this way, because it's actually a pretty nippy tank this. It's just not very mobile in the turning, if you like, but it does have 65 kilometers an hour and fantastic concealment. Enemy medium tank has made a mistake of this cross and is getting farmed by myself and Swindle there. We put him onto a one shot, we put myself onto just shy of 2,000 damage, and now the enemy Churchill is crossing and we're able to pick up our first kill of the game, but not picking up a lot of damage for that shot, but we do confirm the kill shot. So we do get targeted. We're trying to squeeze a juicy shot into enemy TD. My shots are RMGs are with me in this replay, and I managed to connect that shot there without it being completely fully aimed, and now we're above the 2,000 mark. But it's still a close game at this point. As you can see, the majority of our force is down the 1-2 line, and we don't really have much presence in the town apart from our one lonesome heavy tank. But that's okay, because we are at least getting punishment on these tanks as they cross. We do get spotted, so we need to try and move to lose our spot so we don't get focused by that enemy fun police. I want to try and stay unlit as long as I can. Now, once our big butt or Swindle 321 gets out our way, we'll put a juicy shot in that enemy Wolverine there, and then Swindle finishes off the Wolverine, picking up a kill. And we're now on 2,500 damage with 11 versus 12. Still very even, but still lots of damage available to us. It's still over 50% of the enemy hit points left. So yeah, there's lots of opportunity left to get more damage. Hopefully we can finish off the kill shot on the box tank there. Unfortunately, it has now moved behind cover. I don't really want to get hit by that tank, but I do want to try and finish him off. Looked like this enemy medium tank was going to cross the gap again, but he's had second thoughts since kind of returning towards his base location. Our friendly heavy tank in the town has now been destroyed though, so that is going to open up a window of opportunity for the enemy team to push down that flank. You know, if they choose to take that, we're going to have to be a little bit careful. If they get down to the bottom, we could potentially be caught in an area where they can shoot us. So just got to bear that in mind. But for now, you know, we're just going to keep the vision and just see if we can spot this gap. We do manage to spot the box tank there. Thankfully for me, that shot goes in before he's able to pull the trigger, and we confirm our second, you know, kill of the game. I'm going to try and finish off the one-shot enemy medium tank there. Unfortunately, we do bounce it, and he's now got behind indestructible cover behind that building, so we're not able to get the kill shot in unless it decides to cross, and then we may have an opportunity. So I am just holding out for that opportunity just in case. As well as being aware if anything else crosses, I can try and get the shots in. We're actually taking the advantage of the game now. It's actually turned around a little bit. We picked up a kill, but it is you know, still close. We do manage to confirm the kill shot on the medium now, and we don't have to deal with that area, so we can go back to the ridge and try and get some more shots in. With our tanks slowly pushing up down the one line, you know, this game is coming closer to an end. But this is a point where you can sometimes catch tanks out and pick up a lot of damage quickly, which you definitely can do in the Hellcat 105. Try and go for the cross shot there. Wasn't really ever going to hit, but we are on now 3,000 damage, and there is 3 vehicles, tanks spotted, which we might be able to get the kill shot in. Missed the kill shot, and enemy tank destroyer there. May have an opportunity though to get a shot into this enemy heavy as he crosses, which will put him onto half hit points. We do putting this on to, you know, above 3,200 damage now with 3 kills, and the enemy team are starting to get pushed back into their base, and we are pushing across, which hopefully is going to light these enemy tanks up, and we're able to get some more damage. The piggy does get spotted. We do really want to try and get a shot into that piggy before he gets taken out. We do land a big shot there, bringing us closer to the, you know, 4,000 damage mark now. Hopefully we can try and get that before this game actually comes to an end, because this is, at this stage, this game is definitely one for us, to be honest with you. It's just about maximising the damage before this game, you know, closes. So should have an opportunity to put a shot into the tier 6 medium. Brings us to above the 4k damage now with 4 kills. Can we get another kill shot in, or is he going to get taken by our friendly team? Hopefully we'll be able to pull the trigger in time. We do, confirming our 5th kill, leaving us an opportunity for the 6th kill and confirming the Top Gun medal. But there is only 1 piggy left now. I'm thinking, has he just gone into the 1-2 area, or is he sitting down the 8 line? And he is actually on the 8 line. And unfortunately for me, the enemy artillery, the enemy fun police, is going to take the coward's way out. And he's going to drown himself rather than try and get that last shotgun at the end, which is always a shame. But we're going to head over there just to see if we can get a shot in. But the reality is he's in the water. He's drowning. And that's going to deny the opportunity for the Top Gun medal. But that brings an end to the replay. We finished this one off with 4,500 damage, 5 kills, 500 assistance. But stay around for the next video, which of course is the main one with the Kolobanov's medal. So see you over there in a little bit. Okay, so we made it to the final replay then, this time on Arctic region. And of course this is the replay where we achieved the Kolobanov's medal. So we do have favourable matchmaking. We are in tier 6 matchmaking. We are top tier with no enemy artillery in the game, which is fantastic for us. There is 2 enemy light tanks, and okay, this game we are playing solo, so we are not platooned up with the big Swindle 2-3-1. So initially we are going to try and play a pretty standard position on Arctic region, see if we can try and spot anything crossing and try and get some early damage or assistance. But as it is top tier, we're going to try and play a little bit aggressive, a little bit risky, and try and extend our view range as much as possible to try and find out a bit of information on where the enemy team are playing. Maybe we can spot someone in the sniper's nest and get some assistance, or just, yeah, generally try and find out how many tanks are playing and where they are playing. But it is a little bit risky, so I am reversing again to this position, because if I get detected here, I'm in the danger zone and I need to try and get out of out of dodge basically. We do opt for a slightly risky shot there on the Cromwell B, but thankfully we don't get detected. We do hit him, but we don't actually get any damage. We only do some critical damage to his tracks. So far, we haven't really spotted a lot of the enemy team. We haven't got that much information. We know where the Cromwell is. One of the enemy tanks has died on the other side. We have now spotted, or I should say, an enemy light tank has been spotted in a position in the C2 area, which is a good location. We try and get a shot in the enemy heavy tank, which crosses. Unfortunately, we don't pen. We just damage his tracks and track him in place. And now we're trying to get a juicy shot into enemy light tank. So now we have spotted quite a few of the enemy tanks, and we've got an idea of where the enemy tanks are playing. But we don't have any great shots so far. We do now spot an enemy heavy tank crossing to the right. We might have some an opportunity to pick up a shell of damage here. We do fire behind the bush, we don't get detected, and we get off to the game picking up our first shot of the game. And actually at the start of this game we actually start to take the lead. Obviously that does change, otherwise we wouldn't get the Kolobanov's medal. And we're going to try and get a juicy shot on an enemy heavy tank crossing. Unfortunately it wasn't to be. But looking at the mini-map now, you can see the enemy team have won the 1-2 area. And I can only imagine they're going to try and push through towards our base. So I need to try and get myself in a position where I can try and farm some damage basically if they do try and push around our base. Ideally I want to get in position before our friendly heavy tank dies at the F2 area. We're going to push all the way across to sort of the G1 line, and hopefully we can try and get in some damage, and get ourselves involved in this game. Because it's been a little bit of a slow start for us. We've not really picked up much damage apart from that early shot into the enemy Oho crossing. So very slow start to this game. But I'm kind of assuming if I can get into this bush up here, I can probably start to farm some of these tanks unspotted. Don't have to worry about getting shot by the artillery. And obviously it is top tier as well, so I've got a good chance of staying unlit behind the bushes. We do stop to aim a shot and get a punishing shot onto enemy Cromwell, putting them onto a potential one shot to us, and we may be able to squeeze a shot into this light tank as he crosses. Unfortunately we don't connect. So what I kind of thought was going to happen with these tanks, we're going to push around to our base, doesn't quite seem to have worked out that way. Maybe because all our friendly team are pushing into their cap circle and they're going back to try and get the reset. But we do at least get an opportunity to put a shot into this enemy KV crossing, picking up our third penetration. And this enemy medium tank is thankfully stopped for us, which may present an opportunity to get a secondary shot in. And we go to shoot him, and we actually hit something blind, which must be in front of that enemy medium tank there, putting us onto our fourth shell of damage, putting us onto 1,500-ish damage with a tiny bit of assistance. Still very close. Enemy team are starting to take the lead in the numbers here. We are still up on the hit point pool, but I'm not sure it's going to stay that long, for long, because our friendly team are pushing towards the cap circle. The enemy team are going back that way, and like I say, we are now a couple of tanks actually down in this game. So I was kind of waiting and holding off at this point, because I was thinking maybe something will come through to start capping in this base, and I wanted to be in a position to get the shots in if that happens. So I was trying to be a little bit patient, but it's kind of seeming like that's not going to be the case, and I'm probably wasting my time sitting here. So I need to try and get involved in this game, because like I say, it's been a fairly slow start. We have got a little bit of damage, but we haven't done a great deal so far. And with 8 tanks remaining and our tanks in the base, I need to try and get over there to try and help out. But as we make our advance, we do spot an enemy light tank. I try and get into cover. Now, I poke to try and get a shot into this tank. Now, I do pick up the shot of damage, but I must admit, I was not expecting that tank to have a big derp. I didn't really know what it was, if I'm being completely honest with you. I was expecting to lose like 100 hit points, and he obviously got a derp gun, and now I'm down to 300 hit points. So not a great trade really, although we have put him on a one shot. We are starting to lose this game at this point, and now we don't have as many hit points either. Thankfully he misses the kill shot onto us, which allows us to pick up the kill, bring us back to a 4 versus 6, and maybe I can just squeeze a shot into this enemy heavy tank as he presents one to us. Needing to push forward a little bit more, and he does, thankfully, and we get that shot in, bring us to 2,000 damage, and we now have a one-shot light tank behind us. Ideally, I'd like to finish off this light tank before we move forward around the base, because I don't want that tank coming behind me. Unfortunately, it's a little bit awkward just because he has got the sort of high ground on us at the moment. But I'm waiting to see if he pushes across. Maybe I can get that shot in. Unfortunately, he does detect us there. And yeah, I don't really have enough time to aim the shot in. And it's not great. We've got 2 tanks in the cap circle, but I don't think they're going to last there very long. This light tank does connect a shot with us, puts us on to 200 hit points, and we miss our shot. And I'm thinking, I'm just not really winning this fight as such. I'm also wasting a lot of time trying to kill him. He's making it very difficult for me to get the kill. So I'm just going to get out of there and just think, right, I'll leave him and try and deal with him later. Unfortunately, he gets a shot in as I'm leaving though, and that puts me on 86 hit points. I'm now one shot to pretty much all the tanks left remaining. I was able to shut down the enemy Thunderbolt, but I'm now in a 2 versus 5 situation. I can only imagine my friendly medium tank is getting pushed by 2 different angles. He's not going to be able to survive for much longer in that position, and this is, yeah, not looking great. We're now in a 1 versus 5. And yeah, things are very tricky, but we do have the opportunity for the Kolobanovs, albeit we are a 1-shot. Need to kill this enemy Cromwell while I've got the opportunity. Thankfully for me, that shot connects. That was huge. If that missed, we probably would have died right there. Now I need to try and get out of here because I'm thinking, right, the enemy light tank we know was behind us. High possibility that they're going to come behind us and try and get the kill shot in while we're distracted. At least that was my mindset, and I'm thinking maybe we can cut him off. He is a 1-shot to us as well. That could then, if we can affirm that kill, bring us back to a 1 versus 3. Yeah, we've got 86 hit points and a dream right now, but we're going to keep going all the way to that very end. Now, we don't spot the light tank, we do spot the heavy tank we were shooting earlier. We have a slim shot into him here, puts him onto a 1-shot to us. If he continues on this path he's driving, we will be able to pick up the kill here. So I'm just waiting, aiming my shot, make sure we hit it, get our 4th kill of the game, bring us to a 1 versus 3. As I make my push, I get spotted by a 1-shot medium tank. Thankfully for me, he misses his shot. I've got a small window opportunity to land this shot in. Thankfully, we get that just in time. Otherwise, we was going to get taken out there. I think he misses his shot in return. We're now in a 1 versus 2. We know the light tank, which we were fighting earlier, was last seen in this location. That is the tank we are trying to track down right now. Would confirm our 6th kill and bring us to a possible, bring us a little bit step closer to the possible Kolobanov's medal here. So I'm thinking, right, where has he actually gone? He must have gone because I'm not finding him here. I was kind of expecting to see him in this location, but then we spot him. We think, right, we've got 1 shot to make sure it counts here, and thankfully it connects. And now that brings us very close to winning this game. Both myself and the last tank remaining were on 1% hit points. You can see we're both going to be a 1-shot to each other. I'm on 6 kills, 3,400 damage, and we are 1 shot away from confirming the victory and the Kolobanov's medal here. So initially I'm just going to go up to this sniper's nest just to see if I can manage to spot him crossing as he's coming over where I was spotted. That hasn't been the case. I haven't spotted him, and I'm trying to think, right, I do have time on my side. I've got over 5 minutes left, but I'm thinking, what's the best play here? I could end up chasing this tank all around the map, and he could end up just camping in this base. So I'm thinking, right, I better just go back to the enemy spawn, just in case he's sort of camping in the sniper's nest or around that location, and hopefully we can try and catch him out. Like I say, the awkward thing is I'm a 1-shot as well, so like 1 mistake and his game could be over. But yeah, thankfully he's a 1-shot as well, so like I say, whoever gets that shot in first is going to end up winning this game. So I'm coming back for the base, in my 86 hit points, 1 kill away from the Devastator and the Kolobanovs. And I'm thinking, well, if I don't spot him here, maybe, although I don't normally like to sit in the cap circle, I do have decent concealment. If he's not there, maybe I just sit in the cap and hope to outspot him as he comes for the reset. That's a potential option, just so I don't chase his tank around, because obviously if he doesn't come back, then we'd win anyway, we'll still get the Kolobanovs. So I'm going to approach this ridge a little bit slowly, just in case he's there. Doesn't seem to be the case, so I'm going to hug around the far right hand side in case he's in the sniper's nest. I've got a little bit of potential protection, and maybe we can just catch him unaware, if you like. But as we're coming around, I'm thinking, right, I actually don't think he's here. And then we poke up and we get lit. We think, God, no, he's in the sniper's nest. Please, he's aiming. Make sure this hits. And thankfully for me, it does connect. And we were able to pick up that kill shot there and confirm the Kolobanov medal and bring us an end to the video. So thank you so much for your amazing support. And as always, happy tanking.
Enemies panic when they